week or so on this fabric, and it's just kind of been easy, mindless sort of coloring book stuff, which I like because I don't have to use my brain too much. But I'm getting to the point where I got to start really analyzing things and being a little bit more adept with the coloring and the shading. This is going to be the biggest problem, of course, because it's a complicated piece of glass, and I have the glass here, which you can see doesn't look like a fun thing to paint. And by the way, I'm just going to say, I'm not a photorealistic painter. I'm sure you figured that out by now. Being photorealistic gives me a headache. I am trying to paint the feel of something, so I tend to study something, a subject like plants, flowers, glassware. I try to sort of get the gist of the feeling and the flow of the patterns and the light and the foliage or whatever, and then I do follow along generally with that thing I'm trying to paint, because if I veer off too far from that thing, then I'm not going to get the feeling of the thing. I like to copy it somewhat because that's what turned me on, the thing, the way it looked in that moment when I took that photograph or whatever. So I don't veer too far from that. Well, sometimes I do. And then I end up with some whole new thing, but sometimes it's fun. Experimentation is really good, so it's fun to veer off. But as I'm going, if I do veer off too much and I'm not getting the feeling that I loved when I looked at that object, then I reel myself back in a bit. I go back to studying the item and the photographs and try to see what I'm doing that's not giving me that turned on feeling that I got originally from the subject when I looked at it. So I'm just going to do a little experiment with you. I have a flashlight and I'm going to shine the light through this glass. I also have this ceramic dish, which is this ceramic dish here, which I'll use. I'm just going to show you what the issues are with the lighting and the reflected light as I'm painting. So you get the idea what's going to be going on in my mind when I work on this, and it might help you figure some things out when you attempt, to paint glassware or try to observe the reflected light of things. If the light is coming, I'm just going to say, for instance, the light is shining on that side. This is what it's making on the white paper, okay? It's not particularly blue. It actually looks a little bit yellow in places. But you can see there's a lot of opaque design on the glass, and all the opaque areas on the glass are just causing a regular boring dark shadow, which is not any particular color. It's just a dark version of the white paper. It's just gray, dark gray. You're not getting the blue coming through that you might think, because in between the design, opaque design is basically just clear glass, and that's just shining regular. It's a little bit yellow, actually. The glass is shining a little bit yellow on the paper. Now, this is a pretty clear glass, and it's got a little pattern with pink and green and yellow flowers on it. And you can see there is a little bit of pink and yellow and green shining through, because the designs are not opaque, they're transparent. So it's a little bit of rosy glass and a little bit of yellow glass and a little bit of green glass, and you can actually see those colors. What's happening in the painting as that something that people need to pay attention to is reflected light. So let me just show you the painting again. The light is coming from this way, but there's also light coming back this way. There's light that is spreading over this and is popping back under the glass a little bit. There might be some light coming from this, popping back. You know, the sun is going this way and bouncing off that and coming back this way. It might be bouncing off the chicken over here and even coming back this way also. So that's, to me, is where the blue color is happening on this fabric. It's the reflected light. It's not the light coming through. And I'll show you with this flashlight. There you go. Can you see the ring of blue shining? And then if you go over here and shine on this, there is some pink and some yellow shining on the, and maybe a little green over here. Now, if you take this completely opaque ceramic dish, it's just a big gray shadow because none of the light is coming through. And you can see it's a little bit pink shining on the paper as it's picking up the pink on the, maybe you can see if it's a little farther away. And if I use the flashlight, you can see it maybe a little better. Yeah, see, it's getting definitely a ring of pink there. So I hope that helped you a little bit in understanding where I'm going with this, and maybe in your own work if you do painting. So I hope I can pull it together. I'll give myself a headache next week working on this. There's other things I want to share with you also about dealing with the curves of the fabric and how to make things go around, look like they're going around a bend, you know, but that's for another art tip later on. Okay, I have been working on this shadow this morning. So this area here is going to have more pink in it because the light is coming from this way and hitting the chicken pretty much, coming back this way, reflecting the pink off that onto here. Right under here, it's not going to be the pink because the pink was really only coming off the top edge, which would have made it hit more here and on this side of this wrinkle fold. So this is getting pretty tedious because I am having to mix a whole bunch of different colors of paint. So I've got this one, which corresponds with this one. This one is the pinker version of this. And this one has just a darker version, which is this, which is not the pink, but the darker version is here with the pink in it. So, and then there's white. The white here is more of a gray in the regular shadow, but then it's more pink in the pink part of the shadow. So this white is the grayer white, and right here is the pinker white. This right here is the original blue that has sunlight on it, but then this is the regular blue with a shadow from the ceramic, but then this is the blue with the pink in it. So there's 3 different types of color I have to deal with in this shadow. This is the pink white, and this is the gray white here, because that's not going to have the pink, even though it looks a little pinky right now. I haven't done the background fabric yet. I'm only working on the design of the flowers right at the minute. So you'll be able to see this better when I get these background fabric colors in. This is why it takes so long to do these paintings. I see you. And I see you. Who's gonna dance with me? Are you? And I see you. Are you gonna dance with me? Who's gonna dance with me? Are you? I can shake my booty. Are you gonna dance with me? Come on. I haven't danced in a while, but I'm gonna be dancing to the Gypsy Kings, the last track on this album, which is Solo Dire. You won't be hearing that. You won't be hearing that on my video because copyright issues. I don't want to be a fool all by myself. So, who's gonna dance with me? Come on, I don't want to be a fool all by myself. I have meeting exercise too, right? Too long. Okay, so warming up.
Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've lost. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it didn't ever think they could. I'm done with the bad. I need a little bit of good.
Break time. Okay, were you dancing during the commercial? Had a little break, caught my breath. Part 2, climbing up and down the ladder doesn't do anything for preparing for dancing to the Gypsy Kings. Which, by the way, they are mighty fine musicians, so if you don't know the Gypsy Kings, get to know them. They are just amazing. Okay, part 2, here we go.
Settled in the world like everything is new. Stepped on a path that led me straight to you. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know